What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Equal Espresso, and welcome back to the series that you all loved. Today, we're bringing back the 5 things that changed here once again up on the channel. We're going to be bringing this one here, bringing you guys a continuous stream of these every single week. I made the mistake of stopping these for a few weeks at a time, and then we just got to where we are now. But we've got 3 games coming up to go over and cover here within the next few months, and you already know that I've got a bunch of these planned out and ready to go here for you. But today, we're taking a look at 5 things that changed in Modern Warfare Remastered, and we've got 4 episodes planned out specifically for this already, so don't worry, there's a lot to talk about. But that said, if you guys are hyped for this and ready for the return of this series, make sure you crush that like button down below and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a beat here with this. Last episode, we ended up with roughly 300 likes on it a couple months back, so let's try and break that. I'm going to challenge you here for this one. Let's try and go for 301 likes here on this, but if you notice any changes or have any comments, feel free to drop them down below in the comment section down below. Assuming they don't match up with any of the ones that I've planned already, your suggestion could actually make it into a video. And last thing here, if you guys want to follow me over on Twitter, that's the best place to do so to stay connected here with it. But all that out of the way, let's talk about the 5 things here that changed since 2007's Modern Warfare to 2016's Modern Warfare Remastered. I wanted to bring you guys a unique and fresh perspective on these changes here in the first episode, and definitely throughout the rest of these, so a lot of these you may not have actually heard about at all. Some of the big ones that a lot of people may be talking about elsewhere may end up here and there within the series, but for the most part, I want to bring you guys some of the stuff that you might not have caught. So that said, let's start out with number 1 here today. That's going to be the Pregame Lobby, which Pregame Lobbies were sort of an afterthought back in 2007. I mean, back then you just sat and waited. It was basically an elongated intermission. If you think about it, there wasn't much of a purpose other than to migrate players, choose a map, and to jump into a game. And I guess that's still kind of the purpose here within today, but there is a little bit of an added bonus in today's Call of Duties. Nowadays, the Pregame Lobby has somewhat been promoted. Since Ghosts, Call of Duty has kind of promoted the vast expanses of customization options via the Pregame Lobby. Players can don their most accredited gear, their accolades, and other things that migrated and made its way into being a staple in Call of Duty since Call of Duty Ghosts. Ghosts introduced it with the ability to hover over players and see their character in-game, and Advanced Warfare took this a step further with all the different customization where you could literally see the helmet, the shin guards, the shoes, the weapon, all that kind of good stuff. Black Ops 3 then showcased the gameplay characters via specialists and their customization, kind of taking a little bit of a step backwards, but still showcases that customization first and foremost within the Pregame Lobby. So Modern Warfare Remastered offers a very similar and perhaps even identical model to that of the likes of Black Ops 3, where different operatives are showcased in the Pregame Lobby for each individual class set chosen. There are predetermined characters that change as your weapon status does, since sticking true to Modern Warfare, there is not really an excessive amount of customization. If you hover over a player in the lobby, you'll be able to see their predetermined operative like you would for yourself or like a specialist would in Black Ops 3. That changes the gameplay, and I don't believe I've heard too much negativity on this feature yet. It is a nice way to incorporate the newer design model into an old game, and for me, I believe it works flawlessly. Raven seems to have seamlessly tied in the updated model and added it into what is bland lobby menu design, so I'm a fan of that. Even if it was something that was supposedly a classic for Modern Warfare, I'm a fan of this updated Pregame Lobby UI with it. So that said, moving along into the second change here, that is actually going to go to XP rewards. Previously in Modern Warfare, players would often not be rewarded much in the terms of XP for kills and captures, especially compared to nowadays. Now, while it is numerically different, the scaling was proportional as it didn't take near as much XP to prestige back in the original, but players would previously get rewarded for kills in the increments of 5 XP for domination kills and 10 XP for a TDM kill. That has since changed in Modern Warfare Remastered. Once again, bringing the game up to the current day standards, kills now go for 100 XP per kill rather than their former values, and from the playable modes at Call of Duty XP, we only had domination and TDM. So as for the other ones, we can't really say anything just yet, but this was actually something that I got asked a lot while I was out in LA, which kind of surprised me at how frequently I got asked it, but it is something that is a very good question. As of right now, once again, I can't tell you about the other modes, but it is a stable 100 XP per kill, and just reiterating, the XP leveling system will probably be scaled up to the current day statistics, and therefore the XP is still relative to what it was, just inflated a little bit. So overall, not too big a difference, but a difference nonetheless. And one final note that I want to touch on here, also discussing XP in the game, is that we didn't have any match bonuses at XP since it was a build specifically made for early access use, and of course there was no ranking system tethered to the multiplayer aspect of the build. So match bonuses were non-existent. However, I believe that they will once again be proportionate to the updated kills, and you won't be getting only 1 to 30 XP per 10 minutes of game time, like you would back in 2007. That's something I think we could keep in mind as well. But the third change here with this one, you might have actually heard about this one because it's one that a lot of people got upset about, especially those who wanted the game to be exactly updated as a straight up port from Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 to Xbox One and PS4. That being, the Desert Eagle has had its audio revamped, in which it was, at the build of the game we played, not the same as the Desert Eagle sound that it was in the original version of Modern Warfare. The version that we played with at COD XP, I don't think it was as powerful of a sound as the build from the original version, but just to give you a little comparison, here's a side-by-side audio clip of the two so you can compare them for yourselves and see exactly what I mean here.
Enemy UAV is airborne. UAV recon standing by. Our UAV is online. Airstrike standing by.
Now, for those of you guys that are super worried about the final outcome of the game, you can rest your anxiety a little bit, as Raven has heard full well and listened to the community on this one. They will be updating, or rather already have updated, the audio for weapons such as the Barrett 50 cal, the RPD, the M40, and of course the Desert Eagle. Others were taken in and redone to match originals as well, but that is something that, without clarity on which ones, we can only take faith as a word. That said though, I think it's nice that it's being reverted back and kept original, but it's very cool that the gameplay you're seeing now and hearing about is pretty much exclusive to this one build of Modern Warfare Remastered, and very well may never be heard again. But rolling along into the fourth change here, this one is once again bringing the game up to speed with the current systems and mechanics of Call of Duty, but maybe one that you may not have noticed too much while watching gameplays. And I know, at least not up on my channel, because I used it for probably about 3 minutes of game time total while at COD XP, and then I switched over to a different variation here. But that is, dual rendering will be returning for sniper rifles. That's something that did not happen in COD 4, and for those that are not aware of what dual rendering scopes is, it's the ability for the game engine to render two perspectives at once. One is a clean manner in which you're looking through the scope, that is rendered in perfect clarity, where you're aiming with your sights, and then one is the blurred effect along the peripherals of your point of view. So it gives you both down the scope, but also some visibility while you're outside of the scope too. We first saw this introduced in Ghost, and it has since been a thing specific to snipers ever since, and I quite like this. I absolutely hated the blockout effect that it had when you sniped in previous games, and I think it really is a great change here that is going to be made into Modern Warfare Remastered. For those of you guys that don't know what I mean by the blockout effect, is that if you look down the sniper rifle scope, if it wasn't an ACOG, then you would see everything in your scope, but everything outside of that was completely unable to be seen. It was just a black border around the circular vision of your scope. So it blocked out a lot of what you could see in game, and this was something only specific to sniper rifles as well. And once again, if you ended up equipping an ACOG scope on your sniper, you wouldn't have this problem, and it still is like that today. It doesn't dual render whenever there is an ACOG scope on one of the sniper rifles. But if you do have a standard sight on your sniper rifle, it will dual render now within Modern Warfare Remastered. And the last change that I want to touch on here today in this 5 things that changed is the pre-game countdown. Again, this one isn't too much of a game-changing or game-breaking change, but it is something that is a visual change that is a little bit more pleasurable, I feel, than the old variation of it. The previous loading screen may still go down as a classic. I know a lot of people really enjoyed it because it was so simple, but it was just a simple number counting down and a screen that fades from black and white. Some people may like this classic, or they may hate it. Some people may like this change, or they may hate it. But the current build of Modern Warfare Remastered features a version of the countdown timer that does the same, but instead is a little bit more contained in a smaller and cleaner space, as well has a load animation that works perfectly with the pulse animation of the countdown number. In addition, if you enter the menu having spawned in while the countdown has started, and I mean this in a way that like if you choose a loadout and you want to say change it and switch it up, there will be a timer at the top of the menu that showcases when the match will start and how many seconds you have left in a dark red text among a dialog box. So it's a subtle little change, but one that I fully enjoy here with it. I just feel it's a little bit of a better visual aesthetic to the game. But that said, that's going to conclude the return episode of the 5 things that changed here, a special Modern Warfare Remastered edition, or rather the first of a couple Modern Warfare Remastered editions of the 5 things that changed. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. Once again, drop your comments down there in the comment section down below. Whatever it may be, I'd love to hear your thoughts, whether it's a change that you've noticed, whether it's something that you just love to see this return, whatever it may be, I'd love to hear your thoughts down there in the comments. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you drop a like rating down below. Once again, I'm setting a goal here for this. We don't usually do it. 301 is that like goal here with this. Maybe we can hit it, maybe we can't. I don't know. It's been a while since we've done one of these, so it's up to you guys. Let's see if we can break it. But if you guys are new to the channel and don't want to miss a beat here on any of these, we got a lot of these planned, a lot of cool things in store. So make sure you subscribe, stay up to date with all that kind of stuff. But thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Nikolai Espresso. I will see you guys later. Take care and peace.